the new activities, it's not that they're too much added on. And again, this is just an opinion. It's not that they're too much. It's that, and I think that's actually the existential problem that, big time spenders and top 1% players actually feel.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero Wars Central, and what we're looking at here is the beginning of the end of Hero Wars Alliance. No, we're not. We're absolutely not. People are upset, and people will quit, but not as many as we think will quit. But that's okay. Let's touch on these, and then let's touch on why it's a problem. I think there's a pretty distinct reasoning out there, and one that I hadn't given much attention to, but a little bit of the influencer chat has discussed back and forth, and there are differing opinions on what's happening here. And there's one that I think that is the case, but it is just an opinion. Now, first of all, before I say anything, I don't have any hard numbers about anything. I don't know how many people quit here. I don't know how many people quit then. I do know that anytime anything is added to Hero Wars, the mobile version of the game, the Facebook version of the game, people threaten to quit. People go on to the internet and say, "Oh, people in my rank 1 guild on my server, they just had enough, and there are people that are spending XYZ dollars per month, and they've just had enough, and they're going to quit." And that's going to happen regardless of stuff is added or not. Life changes, and just being bored with the game and all kinds of stuff will happen. But again, we're going to touch on reasoning in just a second. I wanted to talk about the new passive class skills and some of the interesting sorting arrangements that have happened here. First of all, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Hero Wars Alliance is getting a glyph change. All of the heroes' glyphs are going to increase cap to level 80. All right, now it might be less, it might be more. Whenever we had the pre-test, whenever we had the discussion back in October, it was 80. It might be 100, it might be 60. We don't know exactly what the number is yet, but we do know that you will need to level up the glyphs from your current cap of 40 to the new cap. Okay, there are new resources, two new resources. One is going to replace the existing glyphs and runes. Okay, so the runes that you use to level up your heroes' classes, your heroes' glyphs. Like, for example, Yasmin's critical hit rune or whatever, that is going to be replaced with another resource. It's the same resource. You're going to get the resource in the same places that you were getting the old runes and everything from guild activity and quests and all of that. And then there's a new resource. This is going to unlock tiers of the increased glyphs. So, for example, level 40 is the cap. You need a runic sphere that's going to unlock the cap to 45. You still have to level from 40 to 45, but the ability to get to 45 needs to be unlocked by a new resource. This is where the very likely pay-to-win aspect comes in. They have said that the new runic spheres will be available in the added highwayman bosses, that they're going to be added, but that was, again, statements made in October of 2023. That might have changed. We don't, and there will be other ways to get runic spheres. Obviously, you'll be able to buy them with real money, and then there are going to be other events that's going to reward you with those resources. So as you level up a hero's glyphs within a particular class, for example, the Warriors class, which has been, I believe, renamed Fighters. It says Fighter right here in the text. I'm not sure if that was a mistake or if that's something that they're changing Warriors to. I like Warriors, I like Fighters. Either way works for me. As you level up glyphs in the Warrior class, everyone will get a stronger and stronger and stronger passive skill in that class. So if I unlock and max Kark, which you guys know that I will, if I max my Kark, and he gets to the 80 glyph cap, and he gets a bonus of however many passive skill ranks. Every time the warrior deals damage to enemies with a regular attack, they apply an effect on themselves that it temporarily increases physical attack. All other warriors will gain that benefit, not just the ones that have leveled up glyphs. So if you don't want to level up, for example, if you don't want to level up Elmir's health glyph or whatever, I don't even know what Elmer glyphs are. If you don't want to level up Ching Mao's magic defense glyph or whatever, that's okay. You don't have to. You will miss out a little bit on the top end, but unless you have every hero in the class maxed, it won't actually matter because you're not at that level yet, right? So some of these skills are the same as our pre-test and announcement and all of that, but some of them are slightly different. Periodically applies an effect to the ally with the lowest health, temporarily increasing armor and magic defense. The value depends on the tank's health. This is changed. This used to be a damage direction change. Tanks used to pull the damage off of those low health allies onto themselves. An increase in armor and magic defense is a lot cleaner, but it's also not as good. There are a lot of heroes that do pure damage, and obviously status effects and everything. I would rather those affect the tank if possible. The status effects, like the debuffs and all of that, affecting an ally, still affecting an ally is a problem for me. That's actually my least favorite change out of all of them. That is not part of the ultimate goal. That's okay. Warriors and marksmen, they do more damage as, you know, things change in battle. Mages getting bonus energy has always been interesting, but in practice, it doesn't impact things too much. The damage and healing for healers is cool. Martha going to healers, I think, is very interesting. Oh, by the way, Isaac is a marksman, which is curious. Mushy and Shroom is a tank. Galahad is now a warrior. Krista is a support hero now, not a control or a mage. The support class is the other one that I don't really like too much. Each time when dealing damage to an opponent or using a buff on allies, it applies a temporary effect to all enemies that reduces armor and magic defense. I don't really think thematically that fits, right? If I deal damage or if I help my allies, the enemy team's armor and magic defense is being reduced. I don't think that really fits with a support style hero. I think that another choice could have been made, but I don't know really what that could have been. And then finally, control. Upon completion of the control action, slows the same target by 30% and temporarily reduces its total physical damage. Only managing physical damage output is also a problem to me. I think it should be blanket across the board. All damage, physical, magical, and pure. But you know what? This is what we have come up with. These are the public published changes. So it is what it is. So looking at this for what it is, well, we have stat increases across the board for all heroes, right? As you level up heroes' glyphs to the new cap, you're getting a stat increase. You're also getting an additional skill for that hero. Now, we have evidence of this. We have precedence for this in other versions of the game. On Hero Wars Facebook and web, the pet system was introduced coming up on 3 years ago. And I want to show you some parallels. You can attach a pet to a hero. And I'm not saying that this is pets coming to Hero Wars Alliance. That's not what I'm saying. But attaching Oliver here to a hero gave that hero health and armor. You're gaining the extra stats. Is it as much stats as the bonus glyphs? Obviously not. Like, that's a lot of extra stats. But again, synergy and skill and all of that matter way more than just raw stats do. So pets are adding stats, and they also add this ability to the hero that they are hooked to. So in this case, Oliver does a quick heal anytime the health of the attached hero drops below 50%. You have this one right here. Master gains bonus energy for each successful dodge. Basically, every time you dodge 3 times, you get a free ultimate, which is ridiculous on some dodge heroes. And then you have other, more defensive, you have more offensive heroes. Increases pure damage dealt by the master. So the idea, the parallel that I'm trying to draw here is that pets were added. A whole new activity for pets were added. New resources to collect. New resources to level up the thing. Paywalls. Activities that you had to do in order to unlock certain facets of this, and these pets can be swapped between heroes basically at will. There are some limits to who your pet can be attached to. Merlin, for example, can only be on these heroes. Chorus can only be on these heroes. Our buddy Biscuit here can only be on could be on a lot of heroes. But the point is, there's a lot of parallels here. A lot of parallels between the bonus stats that both give, right? And the 5th skill, because that's what this is, effectively, is giving all heroes within a role a 5th skill. Now, did people quit? Yes, people quit Hero Wars Facebook and web when pets were added, right? That was the final straw. I'm done. I'm out of here. People that I know that have been spending money on this game for forever, they said that they're quitting too. And that did happen, but it didn't happen as much as people think it happened. It didn't really impact the population that much. And let me tell you why. And this is not my idea. This is something that Tim from the Hero Wars Alliance GOAT Facebook page and Blazing Mist and a few others have discussed. And that is this idea of, power creep and all of that. Players that have been playing the game for a long time, like myself, like maybe you watching this video, you've spent money on this game. You've been, you've put in time learning strategy and you've been building all of this up. The new activities, it's not that they're too much added on. And again, this is just an opinion. It's not that they're too much. It's that the other resources, skin stones and artifact stuff and, soul stones and sparks of power and, all the other resources, you can get them so much easier now than you could even a year ago. And before you say, well, hold on, Charlie, There are more ways to get skin stones now than there ever has been. The ability to get emeralds really quickly, for some of us, not all of us, I know. I was able to get over 1 million emeralds by just spending a little time playing a different game. And I know if you're not on Android and you're not in certain regions of the world that get access to Tapjoy games, then that's a problem too. There are players that had to spend way more to level their skins than it costs now to level your skins. Let me say that again. Skins now are less expensive than they were a year or 2 years ago because how easy it is to get skin stones now. And that kind of, leads into the whole, our skins coming too fast and all of that. So the thing is people that spent extra money on Sparks of Power and artifact chest keys and all of that stuff is easier to get now. Quality of life improvements and small additions to the game here and there, more events that are rewarding, that kind of stuff. So newer players don't have to spend as much on those things that we had to spend on, right? And the new players are going to spend on the new mechanic, right? And that is why the backfill will ultimately happen slowly over time. And I think that's actually the existential problem that, big time spenders and top 1% players actually feel. Again, that's just an opinion. We know from SEC filings and court documents and all of that there are close to 400,000 paying players per month across all versions of the game. 400,000 paying players per month. And on average, they spend over $80 each per month. That number used to be a lot higher, obviously, but I guess some people say that the economy is bad right now. And I say that to say this. I think that with the talismans they're going to keep coming. Talismans are going to come for every hero. Talismans that are going to shake things up on an individual hero level. The new passive skills from glyphs, they're going to shake things up on a class role level. There will be people that quit. There will be people that spend XYZ thousands of dollars per month on this game. There will be those players that are going to quit. But the game is not going to go anywhere, and there will be more players added to the game every single day to make up for that difference. Maybe not immediately, but over time, yeah, absolutely they will. And, a year from now, there will be another thing added to the game that we will all collectively argue with each other about how it's eroding the game and how people are quitting and all of that. Things feel like they're happening really fast. And if you feel that way, and if you feel like you've had enough and you're not interested in relearning how to play with all of these new skills, that's okay. Just quit. It's fine. Or become a free-to-play player, or whatever. That's, it's fine. If you're not enjoying the game, then it's a game. But, I say it in my intro every time. It's just a game. Why do you have to be mad? We are giving away emeralds, though. Every month, we give away over 100,000 emeralds. Check out my live stream for more information. We are going to be live streaming today at 12 p.m. Central Time. That's 6 p.m. UTC. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.